anything like me, you're pretty excited about the Nintendo Switch 2. But what just transpired at the Consumer Electronics Show 2025 in Las Vegas is going to blow your mind for all the reasons that you probably weren't expecting. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. And it appears that an accessory maker has accidentally unveiled the Nintendo Switch 2 before Nintendo did. And I got a feeling Nintendo's not excited about this. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article breaking down these leaked images and videos of the Nintendo Switch 2 from an accessory maker called Genki. And you also might notice something new in my background. Shout out to all of you for 100,000 subscribers. Holy crap, I can't thank you guys enough. But anyways, on with the video. We've all seen those potential console leaks before, but they usually come and go without much fanfare because, let's be honest, they all end up just being really outrageously fake and dumb, and we don't want to waste our time with them, for the most part. But in a bizarre twist in this case, it feels almost unprecedented, as it looks as though Nintendo's highly anticipated Nintendo Switch 2 is being revealed by literally anybody but Nintendo themselves. And shout out to Wario64 for bringing this information to everyone, because apparently the latest culprit is accessory maker Genki, who's showcasing their upcoming wares for the Nintendo Switch 2 at CES 2025 in Las Vegas. And all of this is happening still without any official word, announcement, or information coming from Nintendo themselves. You gotta wonder, with this coming out right now, it's gotta be coming soon, right? At CES this week, Genki unveiled accessories designed for the Nintendo Switch 2, including the docking station and a carrying case, alongside a slew of other features with what looks to be a clearly 3D printed Switch 2, which obviously they don't have the actual Switch 2 there because that's Nintendo's thing. But what they do have, being an accessory maker, is advanced intel of the sizes, the specs, and what it's going to look like so that they can build the accessories around the console so that they can sell them when the console's ready to go for sale. And I already know there's people that are going to be like, oh, it's not the real thing because the buttons are switched or this, that, the other thing, which, yes, there have been other leaks as well leading up to this where the buttons weren't accurate based off of previous versions of Nintendo consoles. I get all that. But this one's different because it doesn't even have the buttons. It's just a 3D printed case showing the actual dimensions and expectations of what you're going to get when it comes to the Switch 2. And not just what it looks like, but how it functions. For those of you who missed it, I made a video last year talking about a leak with the Joy-Cons being magnetic. And the video that Genki showcases right now on their website exposes exactly that. It looks to be a magnetic Joy-Con that clicks into the console itself, but when you pull it away, there's actually an optical sensor inside that connects to the Switch 2 itself. So the Joy-Cons not only connect directly to the Switch 2 like the Nintendo Switch did, instead of sliding on, they're going to connect inward to it, which is cool, and it looks like they connect strong enough they won't pop off while you're playing. But at the same time, the difference here being is the original Nintendo Switch had the infrared camera on the bottom that was barely ever used. This one's going to have an infrared camera on the inside where the Joy-Con connects, so that when you pull it off, the camera will be like looking at whatever you point it at. I wonder if they're actually going to use it this time, though. In addition to the Joy-Cons with the optical sensor, there's also a new C button that people aren't really sure what that's going to do and how that's going to function. But this is something that obviously, if this is to be believed and true, Nintendo most likely will let us know how that's going to function when it comes to the overall context of using the console. Then they show off the dock itself with a curved top, which doesn't really show too much, but still, these things are showcasing not the Nintendo Switch, but the Nintendo Switch 2. And these supposed upgrades hint at innovative changes to the console's design, but without any kind of confirmation from Nintendo themselves. And all of this brings me to the obvious elephant in the room question. Where is Nintendo in all of this? Nintendo's radio silence on the Switch 2 is a bit puzzling, to be kind. In an industry where the hype cycle is typically critical to the success of new hardware, it's really wild to me how a third-party manufacturer like Genki is stepping into the spotlight, while Nintendo remains silent still throughout all of this. And maybe it's part of Nintendo's grand plan where they're getting people talking about it on YouTube here, like, hey, this got leaked. This is like the official thing coming from an accessory maker, and now we're speculating, talking about it, building the hype cycle, just for Nintendo to eventually officially announce whatever Nintendo Direct or unveiling program they're going to have for the Nintendo Switch 2. Maybe it's all meant to be, assuming Nintendo doesn't take this video down. But then again, this is all stuff from Genki's website. That's a company they're probably going to have some hard conversations with. Historically, Nintendo has always been methodical when it comes to their announcements, choosing to reveal their hardware on their own terms. But no, in this case, the lack of any kind of official statement is creating a vacuum that's being filled with rumors and unofficial, but very real-looking reveals. Other things about this Switch 2 shows the back of it having a large U as the stand for it instead of just a tiny little kickstand, which would make sense because the kickstand would snap off all the time and had a lot of complaints about it, so it would make sense for Nintendo to upgrade that and fix it to be better in the next version. Mario64 on Twitter says, Genki, who makes gaming accessories for the Switch and other hardware, claims the Switch 2 will launch in April. It also claims their Switch 2 mock-up is based on a real Switch 2. They also say the optical sensor on the Joy-Con is a new feature of the Switch 2, but doesn't know what the C button is for. Given the Nintendo Switch's age, we're nearing its 8th anniversary, and the demand for a successor at an all-time high, the time seems ripe for Nintendo to finally officially announce the Switch 2. Yet, here we are, with nothing from Nintendo, and now an accessory maker hyping the console before Nintendo even acknowledges the existence of it in the first place. All of this is just wild to me. It screams that Nintendo is kind of like lost in the minutia of how to even announce a console, which is weird because if anyone in the game industry knows how to do this, you'd think it would be them. There's a ton of possibilities for why Nintendo's being silent too. It's not just an accident. They could be holding back for a grand reveal closer to the console's release date, most likely during the dedicated Nintendo Directs that they always have. Another theory that's floating out there is that delays or internal uncertainty are preventing them from finalizing on their official announcement plans. Whatever the reason is, it's beyond odd and frankly extremely risky to be letting a third-party accessory maker come out here with controlling the narrative instead of Nintendo, like somebody else is taking all the attention away from the company that's been working tirelessly to put this together. Nintendo's approach to the Switch 2's rollout is unlike anything I've ever seen from the company before. Accessory makers like Genki are now already capitalizing on the hype, and rumors are out here running wild. The ball is in Nintendo's court, and has been for the better part of the last few years. Are they going to take control of the conversation soon, or are they going to keep letting other people fill the void? I'd like to hear from Nintendo on this. It's about time. We're finally in 2025, and this is around the time that people were expecting them to come forward with information. But the last place anybody would expect to be hearing this from is an accessory maker. I just keep going back to how confusing it is that Nintendo, the one company that has really perfected the art of unveiling a console, seems to be the one company that has no idea what the hell's going on right now. I'd imagine that Nintendo's offices are extremely chaotic with this coming out today, because no way, no how would Nintendo actually mean for an accessory creator to come out with this first. It just doesn't make any logical sense. But based off the videos and the leaks that I'm seeing here, yes, it does strike me as very real. Like, sure, they don't have the actual Switch 2 in their hands, nor have they used the operating system and understand the ins and outs of all of that, but they have the actual console dimensions. They know what it's going to look like. They know where the buttons are going to go. And it gives everybody a very good picture of what to expect when Nintendo finally does ultimately unveil the Switch 2, rumored to finally be coming in April of 2025. Whatever the strategy may be, one thing is clear. The gaming world is beyond ready for the Switch 2, and Nintendo's silence is only making the anticipation even more intense and more chaotic. I wouldn't be surprised by anything at this point, but for now, all we can do is wait and watch as these rumors continue to unfold. But in the meantime, I really need to get back to finishing Echoes of Wisdom. So I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, check out smashjt.com. I will link this article in the description below. If you guys appreciate what I'm doing, hit that join button. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
J'ai pu voir en avant-première à quoi elle va ressembler ici avec les nouveaux Joy-Con magnétiques.